Horde back into Turpin. He's surrounded, almost taken away again. They dive for the basketball, and Sluby comes up with it. Tries to fast break with Varner, and now they'll slow it down again.
And the Notre Dame players across the way now on their feet, jumping up and down. They can pull to within 2.
This is the best position they've been in the entire second half. Andre moves inside, can't get the roll. Varner is down with the rebound and works it back out. They have the basketball, and they're only down by 4 now. They were down by 6 at the half. The biggest lead for Kentucky has been 8 at 18-10. Mitchell hit a basket just before the buzzer to end the first half to make it 18-12. That was 6. The closest that Notre Dame has been in the second half is 4, which is what they are now. But this is the first time they've been down to 4 and the basketball. Now, I take that back. They've been down to 3 at 19-16. And also at 21-18. Kentucky putting just a bit more pressure on now as we move down to the 7:40 mark.
Well, I'm watching Andre. He moves down the lane every time the ball's in the corner. Charlie Hurt still has to get in front of him there because he is a threat on the inside. He can't score from in there.
Well, the last time Horde picked up the foul, he came all the way from the backside to give some help there and was really out of position and overmatched on Andre. Now Paxson from the corner, a little long with it. Tip up by Varner, no good. Paxson has it back from the free throw line and gets the rattler.
Well, the shot that he missed from the corner there was only the second shot that he had missed all night, and then he got a second chance and did not miss that time, although it rattled around and finally went down through. Now it is a 2-point game.
2-point basketball game, and if Notre Dame would somehow win this one, the upset would be monumental. Turpin can't get the roll, the rebound to Notre Dame, and they have a chance to tie it, folks. Andre with a big rebound, and Paxson with the basketball moves it up very slowly.
Digger Phelps has to tell his team to sit down on the bench, all of them on their feet, jumping up and down.
The only thing moving on the Kentucky bench is the seat of their pants. It's getting real antsy down there. 6:30 left in this ball game, and Notre Dame exactly where they want to be at this point. Down by 2 and the basketball. 23-21 Kentucky. They appear to be holding the basketball again. Varner, Mitchell, Sluby play catch. They've been working out of that left corner. They've been forcing Turpin and Master to double team, and when they do, they work Andre down the slot. It's worked a couple of times. When that doesn't work, Andre dishes it back out, and Paxson or Mitchell's had a shot from the corner. The last couple of times, it's been Paxson.
They're most dangerous, though, when Paxson's in that corner because he can shoot from there, and then they have Andre down the middle again. So you can look for him to work on Melvin's side, push the ball out, make Melvin go out to the corner, and that opens the inside up as Andre against a much shorter player.
Yeah, very interesting. Earlier in the game, I thought that's the one side they wouldn't want to shoot from because Melvin would be in their face. And on the other hand, it's exactly what they want to do is get Melvin out of the middle and get Andre the mismatch. UK is 2 for 3 in the second half, shooting 66.6%. Notre Dame 3 of 7 for 42.8. Paxson moves it inside and back out again. A little bit of a dangerous move. A lot of UK hands had a shot at that one, but Paxson got away with it.
Of course, there haven't been too many shots put up, but Notre Dame has gone to the boards in the second half very, very well. And, well, they've had the lucky bounces, too. You've got to say that.
That's right. They did get the bounce. A long bounce like that is much better for the offense than the defense because the offensive player usually goes right to the rim, not up to the basket all the way when you're talking about the guards. They usually stay back and look for those long rebounds.
But, Jack, I'd imagine that they'd be satisfied now to maybe hold it the rest of the way.
Well, they might just do that and try to go into overtime. But also, if you take that last shot, if you wait that long, you might not have a second shot at it. So they might look for a shot. And I'm sure they'll take the shot if they get one that's open.
There isn't a person in this house, the UK bench, the Notre Dame bench, or anybody sitting out amongst the 17,000 or so at Freedom Hall who isn't into this ball game. And who would have thunk it? Everybody thought 30, 40 points would be the spread in this ball game, but Give credit to Digger Phelps. He has made it a tight one, and give credit to his Notre Dame team, who has taken a lot of criticism this year. They look like a very proud group out there tonight. A lot of tradition in this basketball game, and nobody wants to lose it ever. Certainly nobody wants to be embarrassed. And there have been very few embarrassments in this rivalry over the years. I was reading in the brochure where Ray Meyer played for Notre Dame. I didn't know that. The DePaul veteran coach, 1937, led an Irish team over Kentucky that eventually, I think, won the national championship. Would they have done that in 37? I didn't read it.
A little bit before my time.
Say, that reminds me, they got some voting here for the Bernie Shively Memorial plaque, and you won it in 1976. If you had to give it out right now, you got to write your little name down on the line. Who would you give it to?
Well, it'd be very hard to say. I think if Notre Dame was to pull it out, I'd have to go with Paxson. I think he's done a good job of running the show, and he's hit the big baskets when Notre Dame's needed him. As far as Kentucky is concerned, I would probably lean toward Melvin Turpin at this point, because Melvin has been the offense in the second half. I guess you would have to go with him.
I don't know if it's fair or not, but I would certainly interject another name at this point, and much as the UK fans and I would hate to see it that way, Digger Phelps has done a heck of a job in this game, and I don't know if the award can go to a coach, but he certainly has mapped out some pretty good strategy here.
Well, he's done exactly what he has to do to win the ball game if he has a chance to win it. He knows that he can't run with Kentucky. If he's going to win, he has to do just what he's done here tonight, and that is good strategy, and it takes a lot to be able to come into a game like this with so many people involved and so many people watching the game and slow it down. It takes a lot. So
they have held the ball now for what, close to 4 minutes. It is down under 2 minutes. We are down to 1:55.
All right, let's stick with the action now, because something's got to happen, and you got to believe that Notre Dame will be going for a last shot and a chance to tie this one and send it into overtime. Sluby has Master out on him now. Warner deep in the backcourt. Kentucky still in the 2-1-2 zone defense. Notre Dame continues to circle around the outside, sort of like Indians around the covered wagons.
Notre Dame,
now Notre Dame will set the final strategy with a minute and a half left. There's time out on the floor. Kentucky 23, Notre Dame 21.
Now 23-21 with only a minute 30 left to go. Notre Dame has the basketball and a chance to tie. Halftime score was Kentucky 18, Notre Dame 12. So Notre Dame has made up 4 points in this second half.
The new x-rays given, but we got a ball game on our hands. Just under a minute and a half to go. Notre Dame basketball, and they trail 23-21. Paxson, Mitchell on the right side. Paxson works it around. Varner's going to shoot it. He's got it. Somewhat surprising.
Well, I think Kentucky now will slow it down and call a timeout here in just a little while to discuss it also.
Would they go for one shot, Jack, do you think?
I would say that's an absolute good possibility that they will.
All right, there's time out on the floor with just over a minute to go. And now we got the game knotted. Kentucky 23, Notre Dame 23. Minnie is looking in to Coach Joe Hall. Joe is up on his feet now, program in hand. They'll look for a final shot. Derek Horde has Mitchell all over him. They try to feed inside. Notre Dame steals it away. Now Horde has it back. Jumps it. It will be no good. They wave it off. Oh, Digger Phelps is a happy man. Fists clenched high, and he's at the midcourt, and he's got it in overtime now, tied 23-23 into a 5-minute overtime. We'll be back in a moment.